Is this you singing? Oh my god, this is great. I'm so proud of you right now. Sorry. Oh my god, this is great. I'm so proud of you right now.
What up, guys? It's your girl, Candy J, with another episode of Candyology. Guys, excuse me, just in case you don't know who I am, my name is Candy J. I am a certified clinical sexologist through the American Colleges of Sexology. I am a MOCA marriage certified facilitator and trainer. I am a proud member of the American Colleges of American Association of Counseling. I do teen seminars. I do anything having to do with postpartum and bringing that life back into your relationship. I put back the oohs and the ahs, those things that you need into your relationship. Right. So, guys, guess what? Today we're talking about Girl Code. My show is about love, sex, and relationship, and I have a special guest in the house. What's your name, girl? What's your name,
I'm Christine!
Yes! Yeah, okay, guys, you are in for a treat. Let me just tell you. I'm going to let her tell you how we met in just a second. But what I forgot to mention on my list of things that I'm mentioning today is that I am a marriage boot camp coach. If you do not know what marriage boot camp and life enrichment are all about, honey, let me tell you, you are missing out. It is a 4-day workshop. We do 6 a year, maybe 7 a year.
Yeah, about 6.
And it is absolutely amazing. And I'll let her tell you how we met and tell her who she is.
I'm so excited about this. I've never had an entrance like that, and normally I want to enter, I want you to follow me around, and then when I enter a room, I want you to be like, guess who's here? And I'm going to walk in like this, like this, okay? That's how I'm going to walk in. That's who I want to be. I'm Christine Bahe. I am a entrepreneur. I am a mom. I am a wife.
And beautiful, y'all, right?
Thank you.
Right? Don't
Thank
you
you.
agree? Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Share a few places too. Keep telling me.
Yes, I know you through the marriage boot camp. I believe I was actually going through my second time with my husband. The second time I went through the first time a couple of months before that, and then I went through, and that's where I met you, and we just stayed connected. I have a podcast called You Gotta Meet Her podcast, where I talk with women about their everyday life. No story is too big, no story is too small, and everybody is worthy of telling their story. I'm a mother of 2. I know you're gonna have to come on and tell us everything that you do and what you're about. I know, exactly. That's normally how it goes. Is we think that we're going to talk about something and it never goes the way we think it will.
Right.
I am a mother of 2. I have a son that is 10 and a daughter that is 5. And I think that's it.
Colin is 5.
Oh yeah, girl. 5 is the easiest and hardest age for me. I will have to be honest with that. She's me. She is me, and I enjoy it and hate it all at the same time. Yeah. I'm trying to make sure, I know we're talking about girl code, but I am trying so hard to let her know that it's okay to be alone. And I think because she's the second, she's my second one. She's never lived in a house where she was the only kid. My son is like, yeah, whatever, I can be alone all I want. But my daughter is like, so where was I when he was doing that? I'm like, you weren't even a thought, okay? Like her head of thinking that it was, like life was happening before her. Right. She just can't fathom. So the FOMO is so real with her. But I'm really trying to produce a strong woman of society, not necessarily she can have a partner of whatever she chooses, or she can be alone, and that is totally okay too. So I guess that's my story.
To me, that's part of girl code.
Yeah.
Because trying to train up a child in the way they must go, oh my God. And especially a girl. Yeah. I don't have that privilege right now. I'm raising a young man, and I can't teach him everything.
Yeah. My son was hard in the instance of I wasn't going to be able to show him because I knew. I was going to have to show him because I learned. And with my daughter, I'm teaching her from experience. And so it's a different kind of technique. And my husband is so good with him. It's kind of weird, because it was him and I for us alone for so long. So to have a male figure come in and his voice resonates with him. Right. I don't even think it's necessarily his presence. It's just that having that male voice. Right. And when you're a mom and you're like, why do I have to get batshit crazy for you to fucking start to listen to me? And then my husband can say, hey, go take the trash out. And he's like, yes, sir. And I'm like, really? Are you? Like, how is that? But I also think that he needs to see that male figure on how he talks to me and how he talks to my daughter and how I talk to him and how I talk to my daughter in order for a son to have that nice roundness. Right. I think it's very good. I guess for both female and male or any kind of gender, for them to see how it should work. Right. And
an example.
Right, because then they're going off of TV, and TV ain't right.
Lord.
Or they're going off of YouTube, which is really ain't right. So it's nice to be able to see those different dynamics between the two, and I'm grateful for that.
Yes, girl. See, you already gave me life.
Did I answer the question? That's me. That's me in a nutshell.
But so, on a different side.
Okay, let's do a different side. I'm ready for this.
Real quick. When you think about girl code, what do you think? What's the first thing that comes up to mind?
I really think it's turning. I'm gonna break this question apart. What girl code meant to me before, I would say the last year or two, was we stick together, we're ride or die, no matter what. Even what is that? If she has a body, I'm gonna help her bury it, kind of thing. And there's certain lines you don't cross. Right. And now I believe girl code is encouraging. Even when you know that bitch is wrong. Baby, I'm going to walk you through it. We're going to walk through this. Is this what we need to do? I'm going to walk. Bitch, you was wrong. But girl code used to be like, I don't care if she's wrong. I'm going to fight with her. Right. That's what it used to be. And I don't agree with that anymore. I think it is so much more positive than that now. Girl code for me, and what I am trying to instill with my friends is definitely the negativity and experience are separate. And we get stuck on these words of, oh, she's so negative, I don't want to be around her. Well, there's a difference between having negative things happen to you and you going through those and having a negative persona. Right? You live in negativity. I don't want people that are living in negativity. You need to cry it out, girl. Let's cry it out. But I'm not going to sit here and allow you to bring my energy down. I just got done reading a book, You're a Badass. It's amazing book. It's basically the law of attraction. But with cussing in it, because, you know, I can't do anything that doesn't have murder or cussing into it, because I want my murder mysteries and I want someone to say fuck at least like 50 times. And then I'm like, this is a great show, right? This is the book I need to read. Oh yeah. You know, I'm still looking for a church where someone will be like, you know, God is effing good. Like, if you have a church that's like that, I am a member. I will praise all day.
Like
yeah, exactly. Right. That's what.
Like, let me tell y'all, marriage boot camp is full of God-fearing Christians that cuss.
Yeah,
okay?
That's me.
And we'll tell you about yourself and cuss at the same time, and then tell you, you know what? Let's pray about it.
Yeah, let's pray about it. Let's do it. And this book really, I think it took me to that mindset that I always thought if I had a girlfriend or any friend or any energy that I was dealing with that was always negative, oh, that's okay that you're negative. I'll be positive for both of us. Or, oh, it's okay if you're negative. Just be negative over there. But when you're positive again, then you can come back into my life. And that's not how it is. I just cannot accept negative energies in my life, because then I was finding myself so drained. Because not only was I being negative for myself, but the person that I had to become with my negativity or with my positivity, their negativity, and me trying to mask their negativity with my positivity was just like, oh, you know?
Right,
yeah. Like, oh my goodness, I can't do this. And so I think that's my 2021. And to a part B of your question, I really had to think, and I wouldn't say COVID, but quarantine did this. What kind of friend am I? And am I the friend that my friends need? Like, we always think that we're so,
question.
Right? Like, we always think like, oh my goodness, I'm awesome. I'm a good friend. And I was a good friend to her. And I cannot believe she did that. But like, were you the friend she needed at that moment?
Right.
And was
she
she
cater to her love language?
Right. And I think because that word girl code is changing in my life, I don't know necessarily in the world. I hope it is. I hope that we're not thinking of it as, you know, you just don't do that because that's girl code. I think it's a little bit more deeper than that. But I really had to think, and I was like, oh man, I'm not a good friend to her.
Right.
She needs someone she can call every day. She needs someone that's going to text her. I'm not that person. It's not that I don't love her. It's just I'm not the friend she needs.
Right. At this moment, though,
right?
You know, because I have multiple sets of tribes, right? And in each tribe, I have somebody that's for something else.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I get that.
The one that I can go eat an edible with and cry all night long if I need to, and then I have the other one that we're gonna bust the windows out some bitch car.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
Right.
You know, or I have that one that's like, okay, the law says.
Yes.
You know?
Exactly. Your FBI friend.
This is what we're gonna do.
Yes.
You know?
We are now the CIA.
So I thank God for tribes, because girl code for me, and I mean, my tribes also have men in them as well, but girl code for me is like, I know that good, bad, ugly, indifferent, I'm still going to be there for you. You're still going to be there for me. You know, I know that if I call you in the middle of the night and something's going on, you're going to come run. Who are your flat tire people? You know? And so for me, girl code has always been that way, though. You know, I'm not going to go sleep with your man behind your back. You don't do that, right? But then on the other side, I am going to be the one that's uplifting you and encouraging you when you still can't talk to this man right now, you know? So, yeah, it's always meant that to me. And I think that I'm so blessed to have women that think in the same realm like that.
Yes, ma'am.
Because let's go to the negative side for
Okay, let's do it.
Let's go.
Ooh, dark. I like it.
So let me set the scenario for you.
Okay.
We're in the club.
Okay. I'm in the club. Wait, what kind of club am I in?
We're in a lounge. We're in like a hookah lounge type.
Okay. Like pillows on the floor and like drapery, purple and orange drapery with a pillow that's kind of leathery.
You better set the scene.
And it's like got purple stitching. It's kind of smoky.
Right.
And the guy that's serving me has chest hair and beautiful like Elvis pompadour.
Yes.
Yeah,
bitch,
I'm there. Yes, let's do it. Okay, so I'm in this lounge.
We've come 5 deep.
Okay. Ooh. Oh, so there's a fifth wheel. Okay.
None of us have men. Okay, at this point, I know that takes you out of your scenario.
Oh no, I always think about being alone.
None of us have men, but we go to the bar. One of us goes to the bar, and there's a creepy guy there.
Ugh.
And all of us see it.
Okay.
What are we supposed to do?
Well, okay, so wait. I got questions. We don't have men, but are we lonely?
We're not lonely.
Okay, so we're not lonely and we don't have men. Okay. Well, first of all, if he's creepy, well, I'm going to have to like either really I would send her a text first. You good? And if I don't get a text back, or she looks back at me and she's like, yo, like, this is not what it is, we all four of us are going to go up there because women work in packs, and that's why we rule the world.
Girls, we run the
we don't need to do it solo. We just got to bitch for it. You know what I mean? Like,
so I love your answer, because I think all of us should go up there and be like, hey, girl,
yeah,
hey,
what's up? Yeah.
Come on over here.
Right. And if he's buying drinks, it's her duty at that point for us, saving her from him to get us all free drinks. I just saved you from a creep. Now he needs to buy us all a shot.
No, because we might antagonize this man to continue on the journey that he is upon.
But you said we weren't lonely, but I was thirsty. I feel like if you're bold enough to buy a girl a drink and be a creep, then you should have enough money to buy all of her friends a drink.
I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with you.
But no, to answer your question, yes, I think that's one of those things that we don't look out for each other. And there's this thing, I don't know if it's like a Mean Girl thing or a 90s thing where it's like, well, she knew what she was getting into, or she shouldn't have went on by herself. It's almost that blaming the victim, even if nothing happens. It's like, well, why did you walk away from the pack? Or like, why did you go over here? And I don't, that makes my teeth hurt. If my teeth had feeling, they would hurt, you know, because it's just not, how is that not loving?
Right.
You know, and if that's your homegirl, like, first of all, you don't go to the bathroom by yourself.
We were getting to that. So,
okay. Oh, sorry.
So why is it, though, that we always have to go in packs, though? We always have to go in packs.
Because CSI is real, and we all watched enough of true crime TV where some girl got snatched and they were found her by a dumpster with one shoe and a purse that doesn't have an ID, but somehow it has a lip gloss in it. What girl only goes out with one shoe and a lip gloss? And she's always wearing some like fucked up wig. And I'm like, come on. We've all seen that episode. And that is why we do not go to the bathroom by ourselves.
Exactly.
Also, you know, you might, want to talk about something. You might have to do a quick cry because who you're with, you're like, it's like a meeting place. Ooh, what is that called? Oh, sorry, I had a word. Like a watering hole, but in the bathroom. That's where you get all your information. You download, you debrief, you make a game plan for the second half of the night. And, once you broke the seal one time, then you're going to have to go a couple more times that night. Right. Especially if you're at a lounge because you're sitting down and you got the hookah. Like I'm still in my place, and so you have to you're gonna have to go again, and you're gonna be like, okay, so like creepy guy still won't leave me alone, and then we can debrief the other ones. Yo, creepy guy still around, and I just think it's a place where we feel safe, but at the same time, we're getting information.
I agree.
It's an information safe hole.
I will go to the bathroom with one of my girlfriends that I know that I can tell a different type of secret to than the other one that I can't tell. So, she's been around all night, so I can't talk in front of her. Right. So let me go to the bathroom with her so I can tell you, girl, and Billy Bob broke up with me last night, and I just thought his dick was just so good, and I think it was all about the dick. Oh, God! Okay, and so then...
But why is it true, though? Like, why have I actually cried over good dick? Like, can we take a moment? Can we take a pause for good dick?
Yes, hey.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So,
I'm just saying, like, I have literally cried over good dick. Like, and he's so dumb. He was so dumb.
Oh, my God.
So dumb. like 401k was never even heard of.
Right.
He was old. I mean, he was older than me.
He sounded like Opie.
Yes. And I know I'm not the smartest, but I'm not the dumbest.
Right.
And I can't be with the dumbest because then I get dumber. Like, I enjoy getting more intelligent. Is that an intelligent way of saying that I want to be more intelligent?
Yes.
I want to get more smarter. Thank you for inviting me. I'm educating your guests tonight.
So one of my clients is a sapiosexual like me. Do you know what a sapiosexual is?
Is that free love?
No. It's someone that is turned on by someone's intelligence.
Okay, so yes. Okay, yeah. Okay.
So speaking to this story.
Okay.
She literally said, but it was the dick.
Yeah.
But it was the dick.
Yes.
It was so good. It was so bad for me, but it was so good.
Yeah.
And I said, girl, really? And she's like, I didn't need any of the toys that you gave me. I didn't need any of the clitoral stimulation gel that you gave me. I didn't need lubricant. All I needed was him.
Yeah, I get that.
And
I do that.
She's like,
And then you find out that he's dumb.
yeah, stupid, dumb, and retarded.
Yes. Yeah, I can't. But I do identify as pansexual. So I guess that is that part of pansexual, because I really don't care what you identify as. So I guess if you identify as an idiot, I'm not into it. So then no. I guess I'm not pansexual. I'll fuck anything that's not an idiot.
So stupid. Oh my God. Sorry, Brandon. Sorry. We're so sorry.
At least you know my husband's not an idiot.
Exactly. I do know that. Here's something else that I don't like, but I've always turned this into a positive. I don't like when another female walks in the room and you immediately tear her down. Oh my God, look at her raggedy ass shoes.
Yeah.
She wasn't supposed to be wearing those shoes with that outfit, and she's got on red, but she got on pink shoes.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't go together. Oh my God, look at her earrings. She knows that her hair, she didn't have enough hair for that, so she should have worn a long loops instead of.
Yeah.
Shut up!
Right.
Why would you immediately do that?
Yeah.
I hate that.
Okay.
So when another sister walks into a room, for me as girl code, oh man, I love your sweater. Girl, you're so pretty. Look at this blonde hair that you got going today.
Yeah.
Girl, I love your eyeshadow. Do something that, even if you don't like anything about her, just find something.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, your eyeshadow looks so pretty. You're amazing. And keep it moving.
I think that speaks a lot to the woman, though, right? Mm-hmm. Because if you can't find positive in something that was just flashed before you, like literally someone walking by you, if you can't find positive in that, what are you going to do to find positive that you're looking at for a long time? Mm. You're not going to find positivity in yourself because you can't even do it in a flash. Mm-hmm. That's a hard one, though, because I feel like there's just way too much information out there for you to look raggedy.
This is true.
But I also think opinion
what if you
has a lot to do with
have the access to it? Or what if nobody's actually ever told you, which is something on my list, to talk to, my fellow woman over here and say, girl, that eyeshadow's not looking good today. You know what? You could have done this instead. Mm-hmm. Some people don't have that, You need to blend just a little bit more.
So you're saying the ability to instruct? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying that they don't have a tribe around them to let them know that they actually
Okay, you're talking about the person we're talking about. Mm-hmm. Okay. Got it.
Like actually saying to them, no, baby, you shouldn't wear that.
Like my nails.
And right.
I got 5 out of 10 on right now.
You want to flash the camera?
Yeah.
You want to flash the camera?
What's
she
the
walked
camera?
in here with?
50.
And she pointed it out to me, and I told her it does not look good. So
that's doing dishes on Christmas Day. You might walk away with half of your nails, girl. Don't know. Stop laughing at me.
But I'm not going to tear you down for that.
No.
I'm just
No,
like,
no,
girl,
no,
get
no.
that fixed
Yeah.
today.
See?
You know?
And I think that's girl code for you to tell me, right?
Exactly.
You're talking about your tribe. I get that.
But so I feel like if you don't have people in your tribe that's going to say that to you, then you might walk out of the house and not have the ability to know that you don't look that great. And everybody else around you are telling you, oh, girl, you look amazing when she looks a hot mess.
Right.
You know?
Like that honesty with kindness kind of thing. Sometimes I feel like the South got it right, and sometimes I feel like we don't got it right on that. Because if one person told me, like, hey, I like your outfit, bless your heart. Wait, ma'am. So you like my outfit, but you're okay. Well, why my heart need to be blessed? But you know, you laughing because you know I'm true.
It's so very true, but I didn't hear that bless your heart stuff until I got here.
Okay. Oh no, it was like, oh, look at that baby, bless her heart, and it's like that is so nice, mean.
Right. It's nice, nasty.
What is that called? Passive aggressive. Yeah, and so I will say though about being alone. If you do not have a tribe, that doesn't mean that you don't have the ability to be great.
No.
Right?
Definitely.
Like I said, there's a lot of information out there for you. And I'm not saying this because I'm like, just don't look bad. What I'm saying is that don't expect other people to tell you how you should feel and what you're wearing either. Right? There's Pinterest. I use Pinterest all the time. I have a black shirt. How to wear a black shirt with jeans. And it gives me all the things I need to wear. I got some shoes that I have no idea. I love the shoes. I just don't know how to wear it. What are they? They're a high camel boot. Okay, I'm going to Pinterest and I'm going to, how to wear a high camel boot. And I can, I have that shirt. And I have some pants that kind of look like that. I know what we're talking about, but I don't want to skip over the fact that just because you're alone doesn't mean that you don't have yourself to build you up either, right? Like you can always, I have no fashion sense. I literally buy my clothes from one person and she tells me how to wear it. I have I have two people now. I literally, they have their little boutique, small business. I buy my clothes from them. She's like, hey, remember those pants you got last week? Yeah, wear it with this shirt. Cool. I have no.
So you need a stylist.
I wear a uniform, and so I never got to play with clothes. And so then when I got out of school, then I went to work where I then wore uniform, and then I had another job where I wore scrubs. And then I got into the industry that I'm in now, which is the aesthetic industry, the beauty industry, and we wear all black. So I've never had the chance to like play in clothes or find my style. So that's been a little bit hard, but I guess that's why I found the Pinterest thing. And then I found, like you said, like people, a crew, a women tribe, and I'm like, oh, I really like all of her stuff, but I don't know, can I wear that? Like, does it look good on? Like, no, I tell her I want it in black. Whatever it is, I can wear it for work. I can wear it to dates. I could go out, it's in black. All of it matches, which, is not always the best. But I feel like sometimes we think just because we're alone, we don't have those people in our line. And I'm glad that I've gotten both sides of it,
I love that. What was I about to ask? Oh, I know. So tell me, how do you feel about girl code and secrets? What's your girl code for secrets?
I think girl code and secrets is just setting yourself up for betrayal. Don't say nothing. You don't want nothing to be out. I don't care how much you trust somebody. Okay, you know what? If you have the ability to sue them, then tell them. If you can't sue them, then don't tell them. So a therapist or a counselor or someone that has an NDA? Yeah, I'm going to tell you all my shit, but here's an NDA so that I can come after you. And I'm joking with that. But I do think that you have that ability to say, not my business, not my journey. So as women, we have this great thing called communication, right? And we're able to do it so well. But it's really hard for us sometimes just to hold it in. So that's why we have people that we like to tell other shit to. Like, that's why you talk to your hairdresser and she has no idea who any of these people are. But you're like, and then he did this, and then she said this, and then can you believe that this and this and this happened? Because we need to spill.
Right.
We have to have that release. And your hairdresser or, your massage therapist or whoever it is never going to meet these people. They don't know them, but you need to get it out. Even if it's one of your friends' secrets.
What if it's your husband?
Wait, what do you mean by that?
If
it's his secret?
No.
Oh.
Telling your girlfriend's secrets, do you tell them to him?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I definitely do. And he sits there for all the tea. Like, he's like, and then what? What happened with old girl and him? And I'm like, let me tell you what the fuck she did. Like, I just feel like once you're in a relationship, first, okay, whoa. That rule between you and your man, though, needs to be very clear. Right. Like, this does not leave this room. Like, this is a vaulted conversation. But once that is set, I think he probably forgets half of the stuff I tell him anyways. He just lets me, he's just letting me say it because I'm sworn to secrecy. But I feel like it doesn't, it doesn't count. It doesn't count for your husband. No. Even if he's friends with the other guy, but he might help him out because it's probably something that he needs to know that he doesn't know why he's in trouble or what's going on. So you can give him a little nudge, but I think that's all in good intentions, if anything. But yeah, I definitely tell my husband everything. Less if it's bad intentions. That's my thing about being honest. What were your intentions in saying or doing?
Right.
I think that's the most, I think that's the biggest thing. Like, when I told you this, was that in good or bad intentions?
So let me ask you this.
Oh, no. I love your face when you ask me that.
So what would happen if you and Brandon, God forbid, got a divorce, right? Okay. And one of your girlfriends started to talk to him?
That hard. Okay, sorry. On all seriousness, well, first of all, that would be hard to. Ooh, my husband doesn't talk, so like. To see him in another relationship, I'd be like, dang, like, what did you say to her to get into that relationship? But that's just my husband in general. I don't think, no. I think that's a line that you just don't cross. I think the only time that would be appropriate is if one of the spouses passed away. Because there's a different kind of love there and probably an understanding there too. Because, when someone loses a spouse, it wasn't like they were mad at them. It wasn't a divorce. It wasn't a fight. Right. It was that they still loved them and lost someone. So it would have to take someone else that loved them and knew them or was also a widow or a widower to understand what that person was going through. But if it's a divorce, nah, I couldn't do that.
So would you, cut him?
Well, you know about that story, right?
No, what story, Christine? Tell me.
And he got crazy, and so I tried to stab him in his sleep.
Shut up.
Yeah, well, I didn't try to stab him. I could have easily stabbed him. I just needed him to know that I was willing to get to that level. And then when he realized it, he was like, oh, so she's crazy. And I was like, yeah, bitch, get it together. And he was like,
but
okay.
What did he do that you were about to stab him?
Oh, the gambling. Oh, so he got caught gambling, and it was the second time, and he tried to act like nothing was going on, but then, because we're CIA, right. I got up in all that stuff, found out everything, and so I woke him up with a switchblade, and I stabbed the pillow that he was laying on. I told him not to lie to me, and he lied to me twice, so I stabbed it twice. But I think he needed to know that I can get there, right? Mm-hmm. I would have. Yeah, the Latina came out. Right. She. We call her Christine with a K. And she's a whole nother person.
Yeah,
She's,
Candace and Candy are two different people.
right, exactly. And
Don't get Candace going. Don't get her
right.
going.
But I mean, if was he cheating, or if you said divorce, so it wasn't cheating.
Y'all just had irreconcilable differences.
Okay. Yeah. No, I wouldn't get violent over that. Now, if she's like trying to get my kids to call her mom, I'm not coming at her. I'm coming at him.
You don't believe in blended families?
No, I don't think that you should try to push that label on someone when they already have that label in their life.
I think that's definitely girl code, actually.
Right?
Yeah, I mean,
even if you didn't know her.
And listen, so y'all know how I think. In a perfect world, this is how I feel like it should be. You know, my son is 5. You know, his father and I don't really speak right now, but that's because he tried to kill me. Mm-hmm. And so, anyways, so I feel like any woman that comes into my son's life, they should be able to talk to me.
Yeah.
And we should be able to sit down and have a conversation and listen. You know, do you know all of his parameters? Mm-hmm. Do you know the extra care that he's going to need? Do you know all of it? Because my son's autistic. And so I feel like we should be able to have that sit down conversation in a perfect world.
Yeah.
To me, that's girl code.
Yeah, no.
Come into the situation maturely, like, he has a kid, so his mom is involved. Unless she's dead, which she's not, right. Then you're gonna have to have a sit down conversation. I feel like
right. No, I think that is a bar that should not only be set, but it's a bar that should be exceeded. Mm-hmm. When parents are always fighting over kids and all this stuff, but I want my kid and I want my kid and all this other stuff, well, then you should want the well-being of your kid, and your kid needs to have a whole home. Even if it's 2 different homes, it needs to be coherent.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You know, that co-parenting kind of word, but just because it's the mom and the dad that are co-parenting, their spouses are also co-parenting. Mm-hmm. I don't have to deal with that co-parenting necessarily with my son, but it's something that I would want if that was something there. But I mean, your homegirl getting with your man after all that I just can't. I can't.
That part.
I can't.
Mm-hmm. So that brings me to the exes, siblings. How do you feel?
Getting with my husband?
No.
Oh.
Siblings.
Yeah. I was like, wait, what?
Like, how do you feel do you have siblings?
I have a younger sister, yes.
Okay, so what if I walked up to your younger sibling and was like, I'm trying to get into a relationship with you, if she was lesbian?
I would be okay with that.
Okay, so that's one thing. What about somebody that you're super close to that, you know, you're like, her morals are not great.
Yeah.
I don't want her to be with my sister. How would you feel?
I'm trying to think like of someone like, oh God. Yeah, I would probably speak my piece, but in the most loving, non-judgmental way. I would probably bring out what my sister needed and ask her if that's what she was receiving, because I know she ain't, right? I know she ain't doing this for you. So I'm going to sit here and like get you to come to this realization by yourself. Like, you need someone, or like if her love language is gifts or acts of service, say if they're both together. I'd be like, so how did she show you that she loves you? And if she was like, well, she really likes to do this, so we go and do this together. Wow, it sounds like you're doing a lot that she likes to do, but how do you know she loves you? Like, I would have to walk her through that, especially if it was a good friend of mine that I knew that probably was not doing what she needed to be doing for my sister. But I feel like siblings are a little bit different because I don't have a romantic, I just feel like maybe I'd be able to speak up a little bit easier. But yeah, I think that would be it. I'd be okay with, that would be awkward.
Yeah, like I was telling
dinners would be either weird.
We had a whole girl conversation about like what I asked you. if one of my friends wanted to date my ex-husband or any of my exes, I really don't care. I just would pray for you because I knew what I was dealing with, and unless God has really done some things in his life now, you're coming in with a whole bunch of stuff. I pray for you. So I guess it doesn't really bother me if they get.
I think if it's my husband now, I would have a problem with it. My ex-husband, I don't even know where he is. And he was like fucking everybody in the city when we were together already. So like, you probably already did do it,
Well, and let's talk about that. Though.
Okay.
So if Brandon was cheating on you right now,
yes,
I'm your friend and I see him. Do you want me to tell you?
Probably not. And let me go into this because I know I'm not going to leave him for cheating. Okay. I know that I'm going to work out cheating. Listen, if he tells me that this is over. So you telling me or not, it doesn't really matter because I know we're going to work it out.
Right. Okay.
I know that I can get through cheating.
So what's something that you would leave him for?
The gambling. If he goes back to that, because that was already a trust that was already broken, and we already set our boundaries around that. So if you saw him
gambling,
you would just have to text me bail money, and I'd be like, heard, bitch, heard, bitch. I already know where I'm going. Like, just tell the police to meet me there. Give me a 10-minute head start. Because, when people say they get mad, they see red. I never see red. I'm very clear, minded. Like, I think that, when they talk about, meditated and, I don't know I'm like, that line is really thin. Premeditated murder? It's like, oh, did she plan that? How much do you need to plan? But I just text me bail money. I will be there. You are getting all of me today. All of me.
Oh God.
But yeah, cheating, I can definitely, I know I can work through cheating.
Okay. How did you get to that mindset? So I'm all in another space right now.
No. Of being okay with with cheating. Honestly, the boot camp. Because we have tools that we were given that we now can express ourselves. And now we've been able to also put in boundaries that we need for each other. So because of that, and now helping other people being able to put in boundaries and see where their boundaries lie, cheating isn't the worst thing that can happen. But if you do have a boundary, if cheating is your boundary and that boundary has been crossed, now that is a different subject. Right. There's no physical abuse, and that's a boundary that I had to set from previous relationships. So if I put that boundary in our relationship and you put your hands on me, then you know that you crossed that boundary, and now I know we cannot come back from that. But if you're not clear about that, then how can anybody know? How can he know that cheating is hurting me? I'm like, yo, if we're in an open relationship, at least let me know so I can get me some dick too. At least let me know. And if you say, hey, no, we're actually not in an open relationship, I'm just the one cheating, well, then let me know that too.
Right, exactly.
I just feel like that communication is just one of those things. And I know that some people are like, oh, if my man cheated on me, there's going to be something for everyone. If your man ain't got a job, if he got kids and his baby's moms, I'm not dating anybody that has a kid. I'm not dating anybody that has a crazy baby's moms. Okay, cool. That's your boundary.
Right.
I'm not saying that I want him to cheat on me. I just know that we can work through it.
Right. Exactly.
And that's a boundary that we have put in place, but we know that we can work through it. Not saying that we're going out or trying to do that. I just know that we have those tools in order to do better and work that out. Yeah.
Because my boundary is physical abuse. So
yeah.
Don't touch me. Don't even think about looking like you're going to touch me. That's my boundary.
Yeah. Words, definitely. I will always say that with Brandon's gambling, I think the one thing that made me stay, amongst many, but one that made me stay was his temperament never changed towards me if he was up or down. I never knew that he was doing it. It was in he was in control of a lot of the stuff in our relationship, especially money-wise. But if he had lost, I never knew. If he had won, I never knew. His temperament was always amazing at home. He was great with the kids. And it's not that he was able to hide, he was just hiding it well. No. There's a difference between hiding things and keeping things a secret and being able to keep your emotions in check when you know you're doing wrong.
Right.
So the fact that he didn't pick up drinking and he didn't pick up this and he didn't pick up, none of that ever happened, or his temperament to me. But when I was able to express to him how he hurt me, there was other things that were able to come out for him. And so now that he's healed from it, like, we went to Vegas in October. I was telling you, we went to Vegas in October, and I said, okay, in 2 weeks, I'm going to check on you, see how you're doing. And he was like, no, I don't even have the ink. Like, I haven't even thought about it. I totally forgot about it. But he had to get healed from it. So when we got healed from that, then we can put those other boundaries around it.
And how do you think he healed from that?
From the boot camp. Yeah, boot camp. Yeah, on the boot camp. Yeah, on the boot camp, definitely. Also, he got a support team that he had never had before. I got a support team that I've never had before. So between those two things, now, let me add this. It's a support team that understands your language. It's a support team that understands that you are not your actions. So you can speak freely and know that even if it leaves the room, you're kind of okay with it.
Right.
Right? It's because you've been healed from it. I can tell you all my dirty and I can put it on the podcast. My husband doesn't mind me talking about the gambling, whereas some people would still be ashamed of it, even though they're going through therapy right now for it, or they're in GA for it, or they're in AA, and they're like, oh, I don't want anyone to know. But the way that the boot camp works, you feel so free and you forgive yourself so much from things that it can't hurt you anymore. And then you get to see who you are against your story. So the stories that you tell yourself versus the stories that actually happen, your opinions are not facts. The story that you tell yourself are not facts. My opinion can be, oh, when the sun goes down, it's pink, yellow, and orange. Your opinion can be it's orange, yellow, and pink. But the facts are that it's still fucking blue, right? But our opinions are not that fact, right? That's not our opinion. Like, our opinions don't matter. So when you start telling yourself that story and you go through healing where you break free from that story, that old story is just that, an old story. It doesn't control you anymore.
So, Kristen, what brought you guys to the boot camp?
The gambling. Me trying not to go to jail.
But you said this was the second time around.
Yes. So the first time I went, I'm sorry, did I hit the mic? Okay, sorry. So the first time I went was last November. So it's been a year. I went because my coach told me that I was angry, which I was, and I stayed. Another reason why I did stay with him was because I wanted to prove to him that I was not a runner. I wanted to prove that I will not run from this. I'm going to stay here and I'm going to work on this and we're going to do it. And my anger is what fueled me. So then when she said, hey, you're angry, and I'm like, well, yeah. Duh. Like, have you not been listening? No, I'm just kidding. She's amazing. I love her. But she was like, I'm going to send you to this boot camp. I was like, okay, how much is it? Because we had no money. I had nothing. And she's like, oh, no, it's free. I'm going to take care of it. You're going to go. I'm going to sponsor you. She's like, are you available Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday all day? Said, actually, yeah. Those were like the 3 nights that I did not work that week. So I didn't even have to move appointments around. God just made it where I was available. And my father-in-law lives with us now. And so he was able to watch my kids and take them, pick them up from school for me. So I had the ability to go. And I said, yes, I'm going to go. And I just told him that was that Saturday. So I had like 3 days, like till Wednesday. So 3-4 days. Where I could have backed out, but because I already said yes and she said she was going to take care of it, I didn't feel like I had the chance of like getting out of it.
So both of you guys went the first
No,
time?
I went the first time by myself. And I'm glad that I did because my heart was not ready. I still tell him this to this day. Like, if I would have went with him through the whole the marriage part together the first time, my heart was so hard. He could have been literally slitting his throat on the ground, and I would have been like, I just would have stared at him. Like, I love you. And I would have been like, that's great. So I'm going to need you to get back up because you got some money to make because you got to pay some stuff off. Like, that was, like, I had no emotions at all towards him. Wow. And he says, I come back that Wednesday night, and I was a totally different person off of 4 hours. And he goes, oh, my goodness, I don't know what's happening there, but I like it. I was able to forgive myself for the self-talk I gave myself about staying with him because I hated myself for it, because I was like, oh, I could have done this so much easier if I would have just left. But then when I was able to forgive him, I realized, no, this is where I needed to be. This is where, like, it could be a lot worse. I was able to, like, the different things that they get you through, because it's not a pen and paper kind of situation. Right. You are moving the whole time. You don't have time to think. The stereotypes that I put on myself and that I did put on others was broken very fast. I didn't know that these people weren't from Texas. I thought everybody was from Texas. We were all just here trying to work on ourselves. Not until the last day did I realize people were from other places, because you never talk about where you're from, who you are, what you do. It's always, but I could tell you about your childhood trauma, right? I could tell you what's going on in your life with your wife and your husband. I could tell what's going on with your kids, but I couldn't tell you who you were. And not necessarily as a person, but like I couldn't tell your everyday, mundane, surface level information about that person. So when I found that community, I wanted to stick with it. When he saw me on Saturday, after everything was done, and I came home and I said, if you want our marriage to work, you're going to have to go with me, and there's another one in January. He goes, yeah, I'll go. He goes, if that can do this for you in 4 days where I feel like we actually have a chance, then I'm willing to go and do this. So we went day one. I think it was like the first 20 minutes, Elizabeth had him crying. And I was like, really? Like, we just got here, bro. You have no idea what's about to happen. Right? Like, Elizabeth already had him going. And I was like, all right, get him, girl, get him. You know, like, we're here to work. And he put in the work. And the one thing that I would say, if there's any men watching, women want to be fought for. Right. We want you to fight for us. And it's not even if you're doing a good job at it. You can do a really bad job at fighting for me. But just show me you're fighting. Right. You know, just show me you're trying. And he was doing it for himself, and he needed to forgive himself, and he needed to forgive a whole bunch of other things. And he had other things that is his story that I can't say, but I'll let him to say what he wants to. But I was so proud of him because he had never been put in a situation like that. And not only did he grow, he's literally a whole different person. And before we got married, before we were dating, he's a different person from all those people. And he keeps growing. I think he needed to see that he could grow.
So what was the most impactful thing for you at boot camp?
Oh my God, do you remember the Titanic? I was a blubbering mess. Oh, man. Like, because okay. So, do we have time?
Yes.
Okay. So, in the first couple of days, they work on word association, which I love, because if I say I felt violated? Yeah, there we go. My way of feeling that, you might not have had the same experience as me, but you know what that feeling feels like, right? If I say disrespected, someone spit in my face, you might not have had anybody ever spit in your face, but you know what it's like to be disrespected. And the fact that we can connect on that. But if you don't speak the same language in your marriage, then how can you understand what the other person is saying? And then you're both going two different ways. So he said he needed commitment. And it took, my switchblade almost came back out. Like, I was like, commitment, bro? Yo, did I not just stay with you through all of this? Like, what else commitment do you need from me? Like, what other, like, how much more can I be committed to you? You know? And he says, I need you to want to know about me more. I need you to commit to a conversation with me. And I'm like, oh, commitment to him meant different than commitment that I was thinking, right? Or he said, oh, what was the other one? Understanding. And I, because when A is talking, B is silent, and that's how we do it. I was B, I was supposed to be silent, and he said he needed understanding, and I was like, I don't understand, like I don't understand how you did this, and he was like, okay, sorry, I'm silent. Tell me how I can understand you. Like my Botox is like trying to shoot out my forehead because I'm trying so hard not to frown. Right? And he goes, I need you to understand that I don't want this either. And I was like, oh. Because in my head, you gambled because you liked it. You gambled because you needed to. You were thinking all about yourself and it had nothing to do with us. And I don't understand that. As a mom, I don't understand that. As a wife, I don't understand that. So the fact that you were able to do that, no, I don't understand. But to understand and have understanding that he does not want this and that he needs to be healed from this. I never thought of it that way, of understanding. So we go through that drill. There's a couple other words and they talk about how you feel in the relationship, and he said that he felt taken advantage of. Okay, like how do I take advantage of you? By keeping our family. Okay, anyways, I can go on and on and on about that, but I never understood what he meant by that. And it came to me when we were eating lunch. And I said, I can take you or leave you. Like, either you're going to do it or you're not. Like, either you're about it or you're not. And then coming back to the Titanic drill after lunch or dinner or something like that. And feeling him not being there. And it was like, oh, snap. This whole time, I have just been saying, and it's true, I do not need him. I don't need him. I want him. Right? I needed him in my life because I want him that much. And so to think of him not being there, it was like nothing fucking matters. And that's what I told Elizabeth. Nothing fucking matters. Like at the end of the day, the way I feel about him, nothing fucking matters. Nothing can. If you feel that deeply about someone where you get that kind of reaction where the thought of them not being there, literally, I was shook for days. Literally shook for days. How could I not? Right. And I've always said I can take, but in my head, I'm thinking money-wise. I'm thinking taking care of the household. I'm thinking, and all he's hearing is she could leave at any moment because she doesn't need me. I'm not wanted. And that wasn't what I was saying. I'm saying, look, bro, like if you want to continue down this lifestyle, that's fine. Me and the kids are going to be fine. Right. I want you here. I need you here. You're my life partner. Let's do it. But if you're not trying to do this, then that's fine. You can either stay or you can go. But I'm not about to I'm not about to carry you through life. And that's not what he heard. He heard, I'm a woman. I'm here by myself. Either you're here or you're not. Not that I love you and I want you and I need you here, but I'm allowing you to be here because that's what I want right now. And when you have commitment issues and things like that, I think that it sounds different to that other person. So I had to realize that, and the Titanic did that for me. It really, oh man, it took a lot out of me to be able to do that. But I'm grateful for it. I still cry about it sometimes, not gonna lie. I have to.
So we have to wrap up.
Yes, ma'am.
We've been talking about, just in the last 15-20 minutes, we've been talking about marriage boot camp. And Elizabeth Carroll herself will be back on the show with me on January 10th. And just think about all of the things that you've heard from Christine tonight. It's very powerful. And I know that I've told my story a couple of times about why I went to marriage boot camp. It had nothing to do with anything, but they saw me speaking somewhere. So, but I'll tell that story on January 10th. Again, all the way through. But guys, so Christine, how can they watch your podcast?
Actually, I'm on all 7 platforms, so you can find me on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Play, was it Google Cast? I'm on all of those. It's called You Gotta Meet Her podcast, and I talk with everyday women. My whole thing was I'm so tired of listening to gurus and CEOs tell me how to live my life, and they have 0 kids, and they've only been on that fast track, and they've never had, and I'm not saying all of them are like that. I just wanted to hear inspiration from the homegirl down the street, right? And I really wanted to find common ground with people. I think that. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I have people from middle of Texas that has never seen anybody but a white person. And have somebody from Nigeria, people from abuse, people that have lost babies. It's normally women. I just finished my segment with men, where I talked with men, and that was amazing. Yeah, that was very amazing.
What do you call it? Tag. And Instagram.
Oh, I'm like, a tag on what? I'm really new to this. No, you can find me on Facebook at You Gotta Meet Her podcast. And then my personal tag is Kiss, like you kiss something, and then Chris, the first part of my name, and Kiss, and that's going to be on Instagram. But yeah, I had so much fun.
And as you guys know, I'm at Candyology CS on all platforms, or you can watch the replay on YouTube at Candyology Radio, Candy J. Thank you so
much. I had fun.
We'll have to bring you back.
Yeah, definitely.
And you can see why I love it. So, thank you so much for watching Candyology tonight. If you're catching it on the replay, hit that like or subscribe button, or ding that bell so that you can always see any of the episodes. And I am wishing you love-filled days and orgasmic nights. Have a great day.